Justin Marks just told the whole sport who the biggest star in NASCAR is right now, and it was not one of his own drivers. That alone turned heads. But the timing is what makes this story so strange. Because while the owner of Trackhouse Racing was busy praising a driver in someone else's car, a much bigger question was quietly building inside his own shop. 3 drivers, 3 contracts, and a clock that is running down faster than anyone at Trackhouse wants to admit. Let's start with what Marks actually said. He sat down with Kevin Harvick for a special edition of Speed this week. Harvick asked him about the mood in the room when Cup Series owners meet with NASCAR now. This is after the long fight between 23XI Racing, Front Row Motorsports, and the sanctioning body. That case hung over the garage for months. Marks says that is over now. We have these discussions a lot right now, and I think that the dialogue between the teams and NASCAR is about as good as it's been since I got here in 2022, Marks said. He went further. I think coming out of the lawsuit, it's sort of like, okay, you know the noise is sort of behind us, like all that's behind us now. We need to get singularly focused on addressing the biggest growth levers for the business. So what is the biggest lever? Not new tracks, not new cars, people. One of the things that we talk about, there's a number of things we talk about, but I'd say the biggest thing for me is amplifying these drivers, the star power in these drivers. Now, here is where it gets interesting. Marks owns a team with Ross Chastain, Shane Van Gisbergen, and Connor Zilisch. That is a strong group. A veteran, a road course machine, and one of the best young talents in the country. But when Marks was asked to name the driver who shows what star power looks like, he did not pick any of them. He picked Carson Hocevar. We need big stars. It's like right now, what Carson's doing right now, like being this big polarizing personality, is just so good for the sport, in my opinion. Think about that. A team owner pointing at a rival driver as the example everyone should follow. Hocevar has spent this season making enemies, making headlines, and making people argue. Some fans love him. Some fans cannot stand him. Marks sees both of those groups as a win. Then he explained why he feels that way, and he tied it right back to how he built Trackhouse. It's not a lot different than what I think about Trackhouse. This is primarily a storytelling exercise. And if we tell great stories that connect with the fans, and they get invested in drivers, and they get invested in a driver's journey, a driver's personality, a driver's rivals, like whatever it is, that's the sticky stuff that's really going to attract more and more fans. Rivals. He used that word on purpose. The fights, the feuds, the bad blood. Marks believes that is the glue that keeps new fans watching week after week. He also pointed to something happening away from the racetrack. Hocevar has been seen at races and at the Time 100 dinner with TikTok star Tabitha Swatosh. To old school fans, that has nothing to do with racing. To Marks, that is the point. A TikTok girlfriend, exactly. It's like we were just joking. It's like the DAP, the Driver Ambassador Program, shouldn't be appearances. It should be like tattoos and famous girlfriends and like all that stuff. He was joking, but he was also serious. But that's really what it is. We're in the business of telling great, authentic stories that inspire people and connect people deeply with the sport. And then, the line that sums up his whole belief about where this sport goes next. I think celebrating that is, we can change the cars, we can do those tweaks, and obviously the racing needs to be good. But if we can have these drivers attach themselves to legions of fans, and they tune in for that driver's journey, I think it's the biggest growth opportunity for the sport. So Marks wants stars, he wants stories, he wants drivers people care about. Which brings us to the problem sitting in his own building. Connor Zilisch was supposed to be the future of Trackhouse Racing. Now it looks like he might become the future of Hendrick Motorsports instead. The 20-year-old rookie is the top name being linked to the Open number 48 ride in 2028 once Alex Bowman retires. That is one of the best rides in the sport. And Marks did not exactly slam the door shut. Earlier this week, he was asked about locking Zilisch down long-term, and this was his answer. 2028, although it'll be here quickly, is a little too far away, I think, for us to be spending a lot of bandwidth on that at the moment, Marks said. Read that again. That is not a man fighting to keep his best young driver. And honestly, the move makes sense for Zilisch. He wants to win. Right now, Trackhouse is well behind Hendrick on raw speed. Hendrick can also pay him far more money than Trackhouse can. When you are 20 years old and one of the hottest names in the garage, you go where the trophies are. But here's the part almost nobody is talking about. That same comment about 2028 being far away does not only apply to Zilisch. Ross Chastain and Shane Van Gisbergen both have deals that run out after 2027. All 3 contracts, same window. Chastain has been at Trackhouse since 2022 and has won 6 races for the team. He has stayed loyal through good years and rough years. The watermelon farmer from Alva, Florida has never been the type to jump ship, but loyalty has limits. If the cars do not get better between now and the end of 2027, he could walk, and there would be a line of teams ready to hand him a contract. Van Gisbergen might be an even bigger risk. He is only in his second full-time season with the team, and he has already won 8 races for Trackhouse since he arrived on the scene in 2023. He is arguably the best road course racer this sport has ever seen. He is getting better on ovals. He is currently in position to make the chase. If he starts winning on ovals, his value goes through the roof. Marks and Trackhouse brought him to America. That means something. But if Van Gisbergen decides he cannot win a championship there, loyalty will not keep him parked. So picture the worst case. Zilisch leaving on his own would sting. 2 drivers leaving would be a disaster. All 3 leaving at the same time would be something close to a total rebuild from zero. Age is not the issue for the 2 veterans. Chastain will be 34 at the end of 2027. Van Gisbergen will be 38. Both still have close to a decade of racing left. Both are good enough to build a team around. If Marks cannot or will not do everything possible to keep Zilisch, the smart play is locking down those 2 right now. And if Zilisch does leave, Trackhouse has a 3rd car to fill. Marks could hunt for another young driver, or he could sell that charter for a huge pile of cash, which might not be the worst outcome for the business. But there is a bigger danger. If word gets around that Trackhouse could not keep the best young driver it ever signed, the next hot prospect might think twice. Young drivers talk. They watch where the winning happens. Losing Zilisch would not just cost Trackhouse 1 seat. It could cost them their reputation as the place where young talent goes to grow. And that is the strange part in all of this. Justin Marks is right about star power. He is right that stories sell this sport. He is right that fans follow people, not paint schemes. He built one of the most talked about teams in the garage by thinking that way. But star power only helps you when the stars are in your cars. Right now, Marks is praising the biggest personality in NASCAR, while 3 of his own drivers sit on deals that all expire at the same time. So what do you think? Is Marks playing it cool because he already knows something we don't? Or is Trackhouse about to lose everything it spent 5 years building? Drop your take below.